Hello.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Okay, say okay, ba. Now unit 3, okay. So unit 3 la enna question you have to study is screen theriyudha, screen visible irukka? Screen
Yes, sir.
Okay. So unit 3 important question is first one is servlet, okay. Then first question is servlet. Servlet, they will ask you Java servlet architecture, okay. Java servlet architecture and servlet life cycle. And second one is database connectivity. In database connectivity, JDBC program they will ask you. So already unit test you would have written this JDBC perspective. So you concentrate on this JDBC part, okay. And third one is JSP, okay, JSTL. What is the basics of Java server pages, and what is about JSP standard tag library. Small program they will ask you either program or theory, okay. The first first servlet and full theory varum. JDBC part they will ask you have to explain the backend connectivity, okay. So already you know backend எப்படி கனெக்ட் பண்ண தெரியும் உங்களுக்கு தெரியும் என்னன்னா JDBC just காட்டுறேன். Go to control panel, okay. So go straight away, go to control panel. In the control panel you can see administrative tools in this, okay. So administrative tools, you can go to the large icons, okay. So in the administrative tools, so click on this administrative tools and administrative tools, and then you can see the object database connectivity. So 64-bit or 32-bit, for instance 64-bit, I am choosing 64-bit, okay. So in this you have to import the MySQL backend, okay. So already in our class la sollirken. So you have to import the MySQL backend under this OTPC data source administrator 64-bit. So you have to add this to this database, and then only your front end and Java backend will be, okay, backend of MySQL will be configured into this. So this is one question. Another question they will ask you is servlet architecture, okay. First of all, what is servlet, okay. So servlet are the programs which run on the web application server, and they act as the middle layer, okay. That is the mid layer between the browser, okay. So between the web browser and the web browser are the HTTP, so hypertext transfer protocol in the application layer, which is found in the application layer. So it takes a request from the web browser to the, okay, to the server, and this HTTP client and databases applications are found on the HTTP server, okay. So normally by using servlets, what you can do is you can collect the input from the users through the main concept of web pages, okay. So web pages, you can record the information of the users in a database. When it comes against to the database, you can use the SQL server or MySQL, okay. So next is important one is servlet architecture. So this diagram is important, okay. So web browser connected with the HTTP protocol, okay. So web browser gives the request to the HTTP server, and then the response is given to the servlet program, and then the servlet program in this database. So in this you have to import the by using Java database connectivity, you can import the database things, okay. So again there are three servlets, okay. So normal HTTP servlet, and another one is Java servlet, and the next one is generic servlet, okay. So these are the main things in the servlet architecture, okay. So now today's session will be handled by Guru Chandran, okay. So Guru Chandran, so என்னோட ஸ்கிரீனை வந்து நான் ஷேர் பண்றேன், okay, about the PPT. So Guru Chandran இருக்கீங்களா? Guruchandran, hello.
கேக்குது சார்.
கேக்குதா? குருச்சந்திரன் இருக்கானா?
கேக்குது சார்.
குருச்சந்திரன்
இருக்கா சார்?
ஓகே, இப்ப ஸ்கிரீன் ஷேர் பண்றேன், நீங்க ஜஸ்ட் டாக்.
கேக்குது சார்.
ஓகே. இந்த பிபிடி எனக்கு அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கீங்களா? மெயில் அனுப்பிச்சிருந்தீங்களா? குருச்சந்திரன் வாட்ஸ்அப்ல அனுப்பிச்சிருந்தல? ஓகே, பிபிடி ஷேர் பண்றேன், பாத்துக்கோ. ஸ்கிரீன் விசிபிளா இருக்கா?
சார் இருக்கு சார்.
வரும் வெயிட் பண்ணுவோம் கொஞ்சம் லேட்டாக வரும். இப்போதான் ஷேர் பண்ணுறேன். Okay, now screen is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you can start now. Guru Chandra, start பண்ணு.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Now we are going to see about the servlet life cycle topic. In the servlet life cycle topic, there are three methods are available: init method and service method and destroy method. We see in this detail. Sir, next slide, sir. Java servlet lifecycle consists of a series of events that begins when the servlet container loads servlet and ends when the container is closed down servlet. A servlet container is the part of web server or an application server. They control a servlet by managing its lifecycle. A servlet lifecycle can be defined as the entire process from it creating it, restoration, and following the path followed by the servlet. The servlet is initialized by calling the init method. The servlet calls service method to process a client request. The server is terminated by calling the destroy method. Finally, the servlet is garbage collected by the garbage collector of the JVM. Sir, next, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes. Next page.
The web container maintains the life cycle of the servlet instance. Let's see the cycle of the servlet. First one, servlet class is loaded. First part of the servlet is servlet class is loaded. The class loader is responsible to load the servlet class. The servlet class is loaded when the first request of the servlet is received by the web container. When the first request of the servlet is received by the web container, the servlet class is loaded. And next, the second part is servlet instance is created. The web container creates the instance of the servlet after loading the servlet classes. The servlet instance is created only once in the servlet lifecycle. Okay, sir. Sir, next slide, sir. Next, third part is init method is invoked. After the class loaded part and instance created part, the init method is invoked. The web container calls the init method only once after the creating servlet instance. The init method is used to initialize the servlet. It is the lifecycle method of the java.servlet.servlet interface. Syntax of init method is given below. This is the syntax of init method. Public void init servlet config throws servlet exception. Sir, next slide, sir. Next is service method is invoked. The web container calls the service method each time when the request of the servlet is received. If servlet is not initialized, it follows the first three steps as described above, then calls the service method. If servlet is initialized, it calls the service method. Notice that servlet is initialized only once. The syntax of the service method of the servlet interface is given below. This is the syntax of the service method. Sir, next slide, sir. Next, destroy method. Destroy method is invoked at the next step. The web container calls the destroy method before removing the servlet instance from the service. It gives the servlet an opportunity to clean up and resource, for example, memory, thread, and etc. The syntax of the destroy method of the servlet interface is given below. This is the syntax of the destroy method. Public void destroy. Sir, next, sir. Next, architecture diagram of servlet lifecycle. In this architecture diagram, web server request to the servlet container. In the Java virtual machine only servlet container is present. The web server request to the servlet container. The servlet container then calls the init method, and init method calls the service method. In the service method, the doPost method is performed, and then all processes completed, it goes to the destroyed method. That's all. The operation is completed. This is the life cycle of the servlet. So next slide. Next JSON, JavaScript object notation. Sorry, next slide. JSON is a format of storing and transporting data between server and client. JSON is often used when data is sent from a server to a web page. It is used when data is sent to a server to the web page, server to the client. In this diagram, we understand that the client is requesting HTTP request to the server. The server is sending JSON response, JSON response to the client. Okay, sir. Sir, next slide, sir. What is JSON? JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. It is easy for humans to read and write. JSON is lightweight data interchange format. It is lightweight process. Okay. It is based on subset of JavaScript and easy to read and write than XML. It is better than XML and it is easy to read and write. This is language independent and JSON support array, object, string, number and values. These properties make JSON an ideal data interchanging language. Sir, next slide. Sir. Why JSON? Because JSON is lightweight, easy to understand, manipulate and generate. It has almost replaced XML, which used previously as the only data interchanging format. JSON is preferable because of the following reason. XML is heavier than JSON. XML is heavier, but JSON is lightweight process. So JSON is preferred for data interchanging format. Okay. XML uses tags to describe user data, and tags increases the size of data. In XML format, we use many tags like data. So XML so JSON is used for lightweight process. So next slide, sir. JSON structure. JSON is built on two structures: a collection of name value pair. This is an example of collection of name value pair. This is name followed by colon and the value. Okay, and second structure is an ordered list of values. In most language, this is realized as an array, vector, list, or sequence. Sir, next slide. Sir. Syntax of JSON. In object syntax, an object is an unordered set of name value pair. An object begins with the object of the JSON begins with the left braces and end with the right braces. Each name is followed by colon, and the name value pair are separated by comma. In this example, you can understand that the name is followed by colon, and then name is followed by colon, and name value pair is separated by comma. In second example, the name value pair is separated by comma. Okay, this is a structural diagram of the syntax of JSON object. Okay, sir. Sir, next, sir. Syntax of JSON object array syntax. An array is an ordered collection of values. An array begins with left bracket and ends with right bracket values are separated by comma. Okay. In this, the array started with left bracket and the values are mentioned, and these two values are separated by comma. In example, you can understand. This is a diagrammatic view. In this, the starting left bracket and value is given and right bracket. The value is separated by comma. Okay, sir. Next slide, sir. A value can be string in double quotes. Okay, string is mentioned in the double quotes, and the number or true or false or null, or an object or an array. The structure can be nested. All the structure can be nested and form the JSON format. A string is a collection of 0 or more Unicode character wrapped in double quotes using \escape. A character is represented as a single character string. A string is very much like a C or Java string. So next slide, sir. This is an example of JSON example program. In this, we can understand that the above C example are mentioned here. This is two value are separated by commas, and array is separated by the bracket, and a name value pair is put it inside the curly braces. Okay, sir. Sir, next slide, sir. This is XML example. In example program, we use many tags, so it is heavyweight process. In JSON example, it is simple to understand. Many people can understand, easy to understand. Okay, this is light. JSON is lightweight process. XML is heavyweight process. Okay, sir.
So
Sir, next slide, sir.
one more question on this. So how do you save a XML file? How do you save a XML file? So what will be the output for this file? Yes.
Sir, extension, sir.
ஆமாமா எப்படி சேவ் பண்ணுவீங்க? How do you எப்படி
dot XML, sir.
Yes, you have to save dot XML. Now what will be the output for this XML example? Output
sir.
Output வந்து நான் 1 இங்க கொடுத்திருக்கீங்களா? So 1 அட்னான் சொஹைல். ஓகே, அது வந்து டிஸ்ப்ளே ஆகும். அடுத்தது நம்ம செகண்ட் ஸ்டூடண்ட் இர்ஃபான் ரசக். ஓகே, சோ அது உங்களுக்கு டிஸ்ப்ளே ஆகும். ஓகேயா? So இதுதான் உங்களுக்கு. So remember that extensible markup language you can embed it in HTML, or if you are doing a separate XML means you have to save this using the .xml notation. Okay, since it is a name and value pair. Okay, so இதுல name என்றது என்னது? Name என்றது வந்து அட்னான் சொஹைல், and the name is Irfan. Okay, and the values assigned to the particular variable. Okay, so okay, clear? So next slide எடுங்க.
Validation of JSON and JSON security. In JavaScript, built-in method eval method is used to validate a JSON string. Okay, note: use eval method only when a source is authentic and trust, which means use it only if you are sure that the string passed to it is a valid JSON string. When your security risk, use myJSON text.pairs JSON, but eval method is faster than a pairs JSON method. Sir, ஒரு doubt sir.
Okay.
Sir, validation இதுல என்ன sir? JSONல validation சொல்றாங்க.
எங்க இதுல எந்த பார்ட்ல சொல்றீங்க? செகண்ட் பாயிண்டா?
இல்ல சார், JSON validation அதுல என்ன சார்
நடக்குது? அதுல வந்து evaluation function, eval இருக்குல, அது evaluation function கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா அந்த particular string, so if you are calling a string space abc or calling your name, okay, if this built-in method, okay, so it is a built-in method which is enabled in the JavaScript using a JSON string. Okay, so what happens is the source will be authentic. Okay, that will be confidential, authenticated. It will be provided with authenticated user. Only the user corresponding to the particular username of the computer. Okay, so only if you log in, using your username, or the authenticated user can only use this evaluation function. Okay, the evaluation function followed with the variable name. Okay, the followed with the variable. So variable my object is declared that. Okay, so this my JSON text or pass JSON. So we are calling the JavaScript object notation by using this evaluation function. So when this is used, you can make sure that the string is passed to this valid JSON. Okay, so only if you are authenticated user, you can pass this particular string to this particular variable. Otherwise, it will reject. Okay. Okay, so since using this evaluation function, it will be passed. Okay, for to avoid the parse errors. Okay, during the runtime parse errors, to avoid the parse errors, we are using this evaluation function for validating the JSON and for JSON security. Okay, Purija.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So JS1 la, remember, so this JS1 is important. Okay, this is in second unit. JS1 is important question in second unit. Okay, so remember JavaScript object notation is a repeated question. உங்களுக்கு question பாத்தீங்கன்னா 2-3 subdivision போடுவாங்க. Okay, since you are using 19 max pattern, there at least you can expect 2 to 3 subdivisions in each question. Okay, so now next slide. Next slide is API.
JSON API. JSON string can be easily generated using JSON API. There are two main classes available in org.json.package. JSON object and JSON array. The two main classes are JSON object and JSON array. The string can be generated from object of JSON object and JSON array using their toString method. Sir, avladhan sir. Sir. Hello, sir.
Hello. Eduthiya?
Sir. Mudinjiruchu sir.
Okay, so finally I conclude this part. Okay, so this part again. So thanks Guruchandran for taking this session. Okay, it was wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
It was a wonderful session. So now once again I conclude. So conclude, now we can see servlet architecture. Servlet architecture is important in third unit. You have to start with this again. From web browser, how a client sends a request to the HTTP server, and HTTP server again how it sends a response back to the browser. So this is important in the servlet architecture. And again, generic servlet, you have to know what is about the generic servlet and what is HTTP servlet. And coming to the life cycle part. Okay, so what is servlet life cycle? The servlet life cycle is defined as entire process. Okay, so for creation until its destruction. Okay, so from creation to destruction. So that is the short form for servlet life cycle. So for calling function, okay, once to call a particular function in a servlet, you have to use the init method. And then second one is service method. Okay, service method for from web browser to particular HTTP servlet. Okay, so you pass your client's request. So that request will be done by the service method. And whatever the request passed, okay, what happens is the servlet will terminate by calling the destroy method. Okay, so finally whatever the servlet which is destroyed will be stored by the garbage collector. Okay, so garbage collector of this Java virtual machine. Okay, so again this the important thing of the init method is this init method will be called only once. Okay, so it will be called only once. So it is used one time initialization. Okay, so it can be only used with the applet, and servlet is normally created. So when you are invoking a particular URL, okay, go to the URL corresponding to the servlet with the HTTP client request. Okay, HTTP client request, as a request you can pass this. Okay, HTTP client request you can pass as a request to the init method. Okay, so next second one is service method, and you can see the syntax for this. Okay, the syntax is public void init. Okay, so init is a servlet life cycle. So throws exception. Okay, so in this you have to use throw servlet exception. This is the basic syntax of using this. Okay, using this method. So and next second one is the servlet service method. Okay, the service method is the main method to perform the actual task. And in the service method, you can see the get request, get and post. Okay, get, put, post, and delete. Okay, HTTP get or HTTP post, HTTP put, do get, do put. Okay, so do delete. These are all used. Okay, the main purpose of using all these is to handle requests. Okay, coming from the client browser, and they have to write the formatted response back to the client. Okay, so the request will be sent from the browser, and the response will be sent from the HTTP servlet back to the client. Okay, so now what happens is in the service method, each time the request will be sent, request for servlet, what happens is it generates a new thread, and the thread is a lightweight process you already know in OS. Okay, so it calls a service, and each time at the service it can use the, when it calls it have to use the get method, and when it sends a response you can use the post. Okay, so do get and do post are very important for this. Okay, so next is the signature. Okay, this is the signature for using the using this one. Okay, the public void. Okay, so void is a function call, and the return type for service is void. Okay, return type of void is public. Okay, public is access specifier. So now we can see here request is passed. So whenever the request is passed, you have to import the do get. Okay, and whenever the response is given, okay, you have to import the do post. Okay, so that is the given in this slide. And this is that, just take down this for this do get and do post. Okay, so by importing this do get, okay, so you have to put this do get in between the function call. Okay, so between the do get is given between the function call and the HTTP servlet request. Okay, so between these two you have to place the do get. Okay, and the request and response should be given. Okay, request and response should be given. Okay, so and then again coming back to the do post method, in do post method it throws the exception. Okay, so input output exception with the servlet code. So and again the final one is destroy method. Okay, so why you have to call this destroy is whenever the servlet object is marked for garbage collection. Okay, so garbage collection, the destroy is completely destroys the, okay, finalization of code. It completely destroys all the cookies, all the background tasks. Okay, so whichever is there, it will destroy the entire task. So that is the final method, and this just after it is destroyed, it will be stored in the, okay, JVM, garbage collection of the Java virtual machine. Okay, and now there are different servlet types. The servlet types can architecture. Okay, so first one is generic servlet, and you can see this generic servlet, it defines the methods for building independent protocols. The independent protocols like in the networks. So like any SMTP, okay, like that protocol, simple mail transfer protocol. So whatever application you are using, that application will come with the help of some protocol. And coming to the next point, HTTP servlet class provides methods specifics to that particular HTTP protocol. Okay, and then third one is okay, servlets are protocol independent. You can know servlet, it can support file transfer protocol, because from a web client to browser or browser to client, you can use the file FTP. That's for file transfer protocol. And next one is simple mail transfer protocol, is used in mail applications to send or receive mail. And example is Gmail or Cloud Mail. Next, third one is post office protocol, similar for do get and do post. Okay, so next is the telnet. Telnet is your putty, and the HTTP and other protocols. So these are the various servlet types. These servlet types you can put it in the architecture. Okay, architecture part you can put it. Okay, so this is an architecture diagram you can take. Okay, so from web server to the servlet container. Servlet container, the thread is passed, lightweight process. Each thread is assigned to the each servlet lifecycle. Okay, and then next JSON. Okay, so what is JSON? Already Guru Chandran took. Okay, so JSON stands for JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript object notation. JavaScript object notation. Okay, so it is based on the subset. Okay, subset of the JavaScript. And coming to again, JSON is easy. Okay, it's easy to read and write. Rather than XML, you have to validate the function first, and then you have to use it. Okay, so it is language independent. You can use JSON supports. Okay, it supports arrays, object strings, numbers, or any values. Okay, it will be used. So next again, when it comes to the JSON structure, so it is based upon the two structures. Okay, so name and the value pass. Okay, so name and value pass, and again you can see check the syntax. Okay, syntax of JSON. Okay, so syntax will be given as name. Okay, so name and the name, age, and city. Okay, so you have to begin with the left. Okay, flower braces followed with left brace and ends with close the flower brace. Okay, and then continue the right brace. So this is the each name should be separated by a colon. Okay, so you have to put a colon, and the name value pairs will be separated by the commas. Okay, so the string and the value are necessary in this. Okay, so this is what about JSON and JSON validation. Coming to the validation part, you have to, this is a small example program, JSON example. In this you can see the employees. Okay, they have different employees names assigned, and the name and the value pair is assigned. Okay, so inside the Java, okay, inside the JavaScript, you can use this. Okay, so inside the HTML page, you can embed